Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now April of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of right now, they are trying to find ways in order to really change the overall story of the three Star Wars movies. They are trying to develop many different retcons to the actual movies like The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and even The Rise of Skywalker, in order to reunite the fans around the world, to really create a better and brighter future for Star Wars in general. Now, this all started, of course, when the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, came on board. I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple of weeks ago is when Bob Chapek actually took over Bob Iger's role. And though Bob Iger is still showing him the ropes, and that Chapek is still in the transitionary phase, and Iger will be doing this and showing him the ropes until sometime in 2021, so the thing that's really exciting about the future of Star Wars is that they are hard at work on developing this new expanded universe that's going to be pretty much a enormous project, I must add, that's going to be a mixture of movies, TV shows, comics, books, novels, you name it. It's pretty much going to be a library's worth of Star Wars material that they really want to focus on in order to develop a new EU. Now, with that being said, what's really intriguing, of course, is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's noted that currently both Disney and Lucasfilm are developing many plans to reunite the fans around the world, to create a better future for the Star Wars universe. Now, it's explained that currently Lucasfilm and Disney are getting ready to make a major retcon and have a plan in order to restart the ending of The Rise of Skywalker, where it's noted that Disney's plan is to make a major retcon of Ben Solo's death and exactly what happened to Ben Solo that will be explained in the upcoming new Star Wars universe that will make its full debut sometime in 2021. Now, also, it's noted that they will be bringing back Palpatine to life in the new Star Wars universe, and that Palpatine didn't really die at the very end of Episode 9, and that this will be fully explained in the forms of books, novels, comics, and even a planned The Rise of Skywalker sequel animated series that they plan to launch sometime in 2023 on Disney+. It's noted that currently Disney wants to make some key adjustments to The Rise of Skywalker in order to develop a continuing story for some of the core characters in the new expanded universe that will be inspired by the old one. Now, Disney plans to bring back Palpatine in the form of a spirit that will take over a new dark side warrior known as a Dark Acolyte, one of JJ's original ideas that were put to the wayside during production. Not just that, but also the return of Ben Solo is described to be completely retconned the moment Ben Solo vanishes at the very end of Episode 9, and that this choice comes from the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, and that George Lucas will be involved with some of the key creative choices for the new Star Wars universe that will bring a different explanation to the very end of Episode 9 for core characters. Also, it's noted that this retcon is set to make the Rey Skywalker concept make more sense to the casual fans, and that they are trying to find literal ways of making Rey a Skywalker in the upcoming retcon by Disney in order to create a drastic shift of the movie. So, the thing that really stands out to me the most here is the fact that they are trying to find ways in order to retcon Ben Solo's death, Palpatine's death, and the concept of Rey Skywalker, right? The thing about that I think might be risky is that there are some fans that like the fact that Palpatine is just now dead and done over with, and the fact that Disney wants to bring him back one final time, just like how they did in the old EU. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Star Wars Legends, no longer canon, in Star Wars Legends, Palpatine actually came back twice, apart from his death aboard the second Death Star. Now, the thing about that's really interesting to me is the fact that they are trying to bring Palpatine in a far different way. We're not going to have him back in the traditional sense where he looks like Palpatine. They're bringing him back in the form of a spirit taking over the Dark Acolyte's body, one of the original ideas for the original script of Episode 9 by JJ, where they wanted Matt Smith to portray that character with Palpatine's spirit controlling him. So, the fact that they will be applying this to the new books, comics, novels, and the planned animated The Rise of Skywalker sequel series honestly tells us a lot. Now, the thing about them trying to find ways to make Rey a literal Skywalker, the only thing that I can really get out of that is that perhaps Ben Solo, when he gave his life force over to Rey, it's very possible that that life force of Ben Solo kind of transferred his own DNA makeup into Rey and hence made her a Skywalker in a sense. That's the only way I can really see of making Rey a literal Skywalker at this point, unless they really want to make a major retcon to the point where it literally just changes everything about the concept of Palpatine and Rey. If they really want to go, you know, crazy, they could do something where maybe Palpatine found Luke Skywalker's hand and used his DNA to make Rey. That's a possibility. They could retcon things that way. But obviously they can't do it to that extreme because Palpatine's son already exists, so you really can't undo that. So, with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below, and let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night